Okay, here is a video review of the Denon MCX8000, as you'll see there. Now, when I first got this, I have to say, I thought, great. It has USBs over on this side, so you can plug in a USB and it will work in standalone mode. Also here, has a choice of PC, headphones and line, and that all looks great. So I said to myself, fantastic, it's a 4-channel controller. I can have my computer running through the USB on the back of it, and that comes out in the middle two lines 1 and 2. It's got quite a strange layout because it starts 3, 1, 2, 4. And the other very strange thing is that channel 4's input here is right on the back here. It's in the wrong place. Why is channel 4 input not here? It's not. It's in a totally wrong place. That's about elbow. So I read loads and loads of comments after I bought this, unfortunately, about the MCX8000 and its reliability issues. Now, I have to say, I wish I had known then what I know now, because there's no way in hell I would have bought one of these MCX8000s knowing what I know now. Biggest problem this deck suffers from is the right deck freezes. It never happens to the left deck, it always happens to the right deck. Now, I spoke to the rep, and he gave me all sorts of amazing excuses. Oh, it's your MP3s, it's the quality of your flash pen, it's this, it's that. Well, strangely, it's always only the right deck. I've now had this deck for over a month, and I've used it basically every week for 2 or 3 gigs, sometimes as many as 5 gigs a week. And the problem is only ever with the right deck. So you can play the same song in the left deck, and it plays. You play the same song in the right deck, and it doesn't play. So don't believe anyone when they tell you that it's your music media that's the problem, because it's bullshit. Now, the other big story I was told about this is you need to use this engine software to put your cue points in, and this was to make the USB flash pens work. Now, I've used the engine software, and never yet have I managed to get a flash pen to actually be read all the way from beginning to end and to actually say it's been a successful installation. It's never happened, not once. So the reason I bought this deck was because I wanted to use standalone mode, which is up here, and since I've had it, I have used it a grand total of 0 times. The things I do like about the deck, and there are some good points to it, the sound card in it is absolutely awesome. The quality of sound is brilliant. That is a great thing about it. I really like these displays. When you're playing, I use Virtual DJ or Tractor. Currently, when I'm using this deck, I only use Virtual DJ, but I like the waveforms that come out. It's nice and easy to read. Also easy to select your songs by twiddling the knob and the rest of it and doing it rather than doing it on your computer, which is handy. That's the good sides. I like the microphone. Microphone's good and clear. Although I have to say, on a professional mixer, why they only have low and high, I do not understand. On any decent mixer for a professional DJ, you need bass, mid and treble. Why do all manufacturers continually get this wrong? It's beyond belief. Effects and all stuff like that all work very well. I have to say that's good. The other strange thing is the design of the layout. On this deck, it's on the right. On this deck, it's on the left. Surely the play button should be in the same location across on the far side, so they're not mirrored. It's a thing that I think a lot of DJs don't like about it. It's a pain in the ass, to be honest, but that's another thing. Now, other things, it's got touch bar on it, similar to like what you can get on an Apple MacBook. Now, I use an Apple MacBook Pro when I'm using this Denon, and I use really good quality verbatim, and these ones, what make is it? SanDisk Extreme Pro flash pens. Now, it does say on the software and on the instructions when you first read about this online that this will take up to a 2 terabyte external hard drive. The only thing I can say about that is bullshit. It struggles to take a 16 gig flash pen, and I've never got a hard drive to work on this yet. With engine software or without engine software, it just doesn't work. Other things I've had problems with. A total crash, that happens fairly often. The deck freezing, it happened the other night on the second song that I played. The only way to cure it is to switch off the Denon MCX8000 and then switch it back on. Well, if you want to have a 2-minute gap in your performance, then fine, fair enough, just go ahead. But for me, even a 2-second gap in my performance is 2 seconds too long. And this thing, literally, to switch off, to reboot, and to come back on again, it's about 1 minute to 2 minutes. So not impressed by that at all. It's frozen on me on numerous occasions. Now, the other biggest problem I've had with this is a distorted sound. You can plug it in, it'll work perfectly for the vast majority of the night, and then usually between 4 and 5 hours, all of a sudden the output becomes what I would call warbled. It's very distorted. You can hear what the song is, but it sounds bloody awful. And what I do is I then have to switch the deck off, switch it back on. You get used to that if you're an MCX8000 owner, and then you have to go again. I spoke to Denon's technical support. I spoke to a really nice guy who was actually very helpful, and he sent me a list of things that I should have a look at and make sure that my laptop was this, my laptop was that, and that it had the correct specifications, and that it was updated, that it had various settings all altered. I've done all that, and this still doesn't work. My friend has also got an MCX8000, which I recommended to him after I got mine, and his one works perfectly. He has no problems with his whatsoever, but he uses a PC rather than a Mac. Now I'm wondering if there is any Mac compatibility issues with this. I use 2 different Macs on it. The faults are the same on both. One's an older Mac, one's a newer Mac, and I also use an iPad which I take in through channel 4. Strangely, the iPad works all the time, never has a problem. It seems to be an issue solely with the USB on this device that's the biggest problem. So if you want to link your Denon MCX8000 to a laptop, I would suggest you think again and buy something else. And if you're doing it to use the flash drives, I would definitely not even think about buying this deck. I wish I never had. It's now about to go back in its box, and in fact actually the box is very close to the bin, and quite frankly that's where I think this thing belongs. It's an ill-conceived, badly made, badly manufactured heap of junk, and buy it at your peril.